What's going on, everyone? So LeBron James played 29 minutes in yesterday's game against the Denver Nuggets. A lot of people were really upset with that, but we got some news in that regard. So Darvin Ham on if LeBron James 29 minutes will be a trend this season. We'll see. In all likelihood, yes. Ham added that it could build from that number depending on how James feels and what the team's training staff decides. LeBron James also added, LeBron on his minutes, you always want to be on the floor. I guess there's a system in place, and I'm going to follow it. So, look, this is something that I have stressed all offseason. This is something that we foresaw, and I don't think is a surprise or a shock at all. There were a lot of people that thought this wouldn't happen. There's a lot of people that thought there's no way LeBron would be okay with this. And yet, here we are, right? Lakers lost. LeBron played 29 minutes. Gave us 21 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 steal, was a +7 when he was on the court. Lakers were -14 when he was off the court. And he still looks every bit like LeBron James. It is ridiculous, man. This guy is in year 21, age 39, and can still go give you a 30-point triple-double on any given night. It's mind-boggling. And however you feel, I want to say this before we dive into the video. However you feel about LeBron, whether you love him, whether you hate him, whether you think he is the greatest player of all time or you think he's not, appreciate this while you have it. Seriously, because we have never seen anything like this, and we may in our lifetime never see anything like this. So value this and appreciate it. Appreciate the greatness while you have it, because it might not be very long. And hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and join me on this journey this year. But diving into LeBron, look, this team is too deep. This team, like I talked about, is built for LeBron. I made a whole video diving into this, talking about this. I've made points and live streams, all of it. This team is built for LeBron James. We have a bunch of sizable wings that could come in and alleviate him. He has to play 65 games now. That's something else you have to keep in mind. He cares about the accolades. You don't think that he wants to be in the conversation for, all defensive teams and all that stuff? Of course he does. So I don't see a scenario where he's trying to play 35 minutes a game. I'm not saying that he won't ever do that, right? If the Lakers are off to a bad start, then yes, I could see it. Knock on wood, I don't see this happening. I don't believe it will. But if the Lakers, let's say through the first 10 games are 3-7, right? That I could see LeBron going okay, dude, I got to play X amount of minutes because we're not winning games here. And I don't want to be like we were last year where, we're 2-10 and now we got to play catch up all season, right? And then that's just going to burn me out and cause trouble for me, right? That I could see him maybe saying all right, I got to pick it up here. But I'm hoping that's not the case for one. The other way is just, say we're playing Phoenix and I wouldn't say this game, but maybe, point is if a game is tight, right? So say LeBron's at 26 minutes, there's 7 minutes left and it's a 1-point game or it's a tie game or something like that, right? And we want to get this win, then yeah, right? I could see LeBron playing those minutes. But on a regular basis, I don't see him playing more than 29, 30 minutes. I think they will try to keep him as close to 30 minutes as possible, right? You had D'Lo at 36 minutes, Anthony Davis at 34 minutes, Austin Reeves at 31 minutes. Those were your 3 main minute guys. I fully expect that to continue throughout the course of the season. I think D'Lo and Reeves will probably handle a bulk of the minutes. Anthony Davis will probably play his, 32 to 35 minutes. I'd like to get him down to 30 to 32 minutes, but we need other guys to step up, right? LeBron shouldn't have to be your best player and carry you game in and game out. That's why we built this team. So that doesn't have to happen. And look, again, I'm not going to put too much into one game. It sucks that the Lakers lost. I would have loved for them to go into Denver, smack Denver first game, ruin the ring ceremony, quiet Mike Malone, all of that. I'm with you 100%. I wish we would have. It would have been just chef kiss. Would have been a beautiful thing. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. But that doesn't mean the sky is falling. That doesn't mean it's the end of the world. It's an 82-game season, right? There's a lot of basketball left to be played. The Lakers should continue to improve and get better. To me, this game boiled down to shots. One team made shots, one team didn't. Right? Every time the Lakers were on a run, Denver looked and were able to just hit the big shots in the big moments. Jokic and Murray. Murray, every time he plays the Lakers, plays like he's prime Michael Jordan. It's crazy to me. But, look, it happens. Again, I'm not going to get too high on the highs. I'm not going to get too low on the lows. We saw last year, right? If anyone doubts this year, I don't understand how you can when you saw last year. All right, Lakers were 2-10 and ended up making the conference finals. And all last year, all I kept saying was be patient. Let's wait and see what the end result is. I'm not a fortune teller. I'm not a mind reader. I'm not some inside guy. I don't have the NBA script. None of that. I'm just somebody that is willing to wait and be patient and see what the end result is, rather than emotionally looking at it. But that being said, LeBron James doesn't need to be the carrier and throwing this team on his back. Anthony Davis is inexcusable. Inexcusable. You do not have 17 points at halftime and then do not score a single basket the rest of the way. Do not have a single point the rest of the second half. It's just inexcusable. When you just got the franchise cornerstone contract. You're the guy. LeBron only has X amount of years left. And yet, LeBron has to continue to be our best player. That shouldn't be a thing. Anthony Davis needs to be more consistent. The problem is, we've seen it. Right? If since Anthony Davis came to the Lakers, if this inconsistency was something we saw, the entirety of his tenure with the Lakers so far, I probably wouldn't be as critical. Right? And look, I have defended and stuck up for Anthony Davis repeatedly. I don't necessarily need him to go drop 30 a night. If he had 17 points in this game, right? If he had the exact same stat line he had, 17, 8, and 4, right? And the Lakers won by 15, and Anthony Davis, again, played the exact same way, I could care less. I care because we needed him, and he wasn't there. That's my problem. And LeBron James, if this was 27-year-old LeBron, I wouldn't care. Because that LeBron was good enough and talented enough to literally control and dictate games unbelievably. Right? He's not that guy anymore. He can still go give you a 30-point triple-double, but he can't control games the way he used to. And so we need Anthony Davis to, on games like this. Again, if we were up 15 late and AD had 17 points and he just and Reeves and D'Lo and everyone had the hot hand and it was why am I taking the shots when these guys are shooting the lights out? Then I don't care. I don't care if he goes, I don't care if he even gives you 10 points. Right? But I've talked about this even in the offseason. It's the games in which we need him to show up. When he has to be there. And he wasn't there. That's my problem. Right? And again, if this was Anthony Davis the entire tenure with the Lakers, I probably wouldn't be as critical. But we've seen Anthony Davis be arguably the best player on the Lakers. We have seen Anthony Davis be arguably Finals MVP. We have seen Anthony Davis be arguably the best player in the league for extended stretches and a season and a playoff run and all of that. We know he's capable of it. It's just for whatever reason, he just cannot. I mean, he was getting embarrassed by Jokic, absolutely spanked. That's just, again, inexcusable. It's just inexcusable. LeBron James should not have to handle all of the workload. The other guys have to step up. Not just AD, but AD is the star, right? AD is the guy, right? But we need D'Lo, Reeves, Rui. Rui looked unplayable, right? And look, this is a guy that I fully believe might be in the conversation for Sixth Man of the Year this year. But he's got to play like it, right? Like Rui the guy couldn't make a shot, couldn't finish at the rim, just looked sloppy. And that's been a concern with him, right? He's had tremendous playoff runs, even with the Wizards. But he hasn't been able to translate it into the regular season. Christian Wood, I'm not really going to get on. Christian Wood, I thought was fine. Played 15 minutes, gave you 7 points, 4 rebounds, 3 of 4 from the field, right? Cam Reddish got it done on the defensive end, chipped in with 7 points. But Gabe Vincent, it's the guy that, is supposed to be a huge piece for us. 6 points, 3 of 8 from the field, 0 of 4 from 3. Had as many turnovers as he did assists. And he's supposed to be our backup point guard. We can't have that. D'Lo was terrible in the first half. He picked it up in the second half. But, we need that consistency from him. Austin Reeves, same thing. We need guys to be consistent. The other guys have to step up. And I don't mean just Taurean Prince. There is no reason Taurean Prince should be our second best player. It should be if Taurean Prince scores 18 on 4 or 6 from 3, we beat that team by 30. Because Taurean Prince should be the add-on. It should be like, oh yeah, we dominated and Taurean Prince gave us 18. Rather than like, yeah, we lost, but hey, Taurean Prince gave us 18. That can't happen. LeBron is unlike anything we've ever seen. This dude is a specimen. But he shouldn't have to carry the workload. He shouldn't have to be in the position that he's in. And it's really frustrating. But, look, again, I expect the Lakers to right the ship. I expect Anthony Davis to get back to that mode. He's not going to have to worry about Jokic in the Suns game. The Nurk should not be abusing Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis should dominate the Phoenix Suns. Dominate. I need a 30 and 15 game from AD. Like, seriously. There is no one on Phoenix that can stop. Dude, the Lakers were able to get everything that they wanted at the rim against Denver. Everything they wanted. And we couldn't. Anthony Davis stopped being aggressive. It's just, and then LeBron, he's not the same guy. He can go at it in spurts. He can put his head down. I'm glad he didn't take 10 threes, right? He was 1 of 4 from 3. He only took 4 of them, right? I'm glad that he had the sense of hey, I'm not hitting them, so let me put my head down and get to the basket. And I don't know why this guy cannot get a call. It is so infuriating. You're talking about one of, if not the greatest players to ever play the game. And the guy can't get the whistle, the superstar whistle. Kobe, Jordan, stars usually get the whistles. Jamal Murray, every time anybody even blinked at him, he was getting a foul call. Every time. It was just wow. How many and ones did he get just because somebody was in his area? It's just, but LeBron, and I'm not even saying you have to call a foul every time he drives to the basket. I'm just talking about the blatant ones, the clear and obvious ones, the ones where he gets punched in the face. Can we call that? And people always criticize that, oh, he's flopping, he's doing that. What is he supposed to do? The guy can't get a call to save his life. It's worse than when Shaq played. And it's crazy to me. It's crazy that this man, I'm not even talking about a superstar whistle. I'm talking about just an average player whistle. This guy cannot get a call for nothing. It's crazy. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, so I pass a question to you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel about LeBron's minutes? Is this something that bothers you? Is this something that doesn't? Do you expect this to be the case? However you feel, whatever your thoughts are. I'd love to hear it. So let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me out a lot. Lets me know you enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. If you're not subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Join me on this journey this year through the Lakers season. I'm pumped. Again, it sucks. Denver got the win, but we'll bounce back. We'll be fine. But see you all in the next one. Thank you.